Welcome, everyone, back to POP Podcast.
Great to be here.
Seriously buzzing to dive into this one today. We're looking back at Coachella Weekend 1.
Yeah, the energy online was pretty wild, wasn't it? So much happening.
Absolutely. But there was this one performance Friday evening that just really caught my eye.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this. Benson Boone.
Exactly. Benson Boone. And, the chatter online before he even performed, people were already making these, Freddie Mercury comparisons.
Right, it was definitely out there. Kind of a huge thing to compare young artists to.
For sure. But what's wild is how Boone himself seemed to just run with it during his set. He really leaned into that comparison.
He absolutely did. Okay, so let's set the scene. It's Friday, sun going down over the festival.
Yeah.
That classic Coachella golden hour.
Yeah, perfect backdrop. And apparently a crowd of over 50,000 people there. Huge stage.
Massive. And then Boone comes out. What was the outfit described as? An all-white jumpsuit.
Yeah, all white sleeveless shirt underneath, but with these light blue strap details. Pretty distinct look.
Definitely stands out. And wasn't there something about him asking the crowd?
Oh, yeah. Reports said he smiled and asked the crowd, "Do you like it?" Just that little bit of interaction,
Breaks the ice, makes it feel more connected.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just the look. His energy was apparently off the charts from the get-go.
Totally. People were talking about a backflip he did. Off a platform. Pretty early on, too.
Uh-huh. And interestingly, it wasn't the first time. He did something really similar back at the Grammys in February.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of becoming his thing then, this signature move.
Seems like it. It shows this real physicality, He's
Yeah.
not just standing there singing. It's a performance.
Right. It signals, okay, this is going to be a show. But then came the more direct Freddie stuff.
Yes, the moment that made everyone go, okay, he's really doing this.
He led the crowd in Queen's I.O., the call and response.
Just a brief bit of it, yeah. But instantly recognizable to anyone who knows Queen, especially that iconic Live Aid performance from '85.
That's bold. That's making the homage, like you said, pretty obvious. No mistaking that reference.
Not at all. It's a direct nod. And you got to think, the crowd must have gone nuts realizing what he was doing.
Oh, for sure. But that wasn't even the peak, was it? There's something even bigger coming.
Right. The surprise guest. This is the real headline grabber.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to the big reveal, if you're digging this breakdown of Boone at Coachella, definitely hit that like button and subscribe to POP Podcast. We dive into stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, don't miss out. Okay, so the guest. Boone's on stage. He's done the I.O.
The anticipation must have been building.
And then out walks Brian May.
The Brian May from Queen? Seriously.
Seriously. The legendary guitarist himself. Just imagine being in that crowd.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so what happened then? They jammed.
He didn't just jam. They launched into Bohemian Rhapsody.
No way. With Brian May playing guitar?
Yep. And apparently the entire crowd, all 50,000 plus, just erupted into this massive sing-along. You know how that song is.
Oh, man, that gives me chills just thinking about it. Bohemian Rhapsody live with Brian May at sunset at Coachella. That's a core memory moment.
Absolutely. Legendary status unlocked right there. For Boone, I mean, sharing the stage with him for that song.
Incredible validation. Okay, so the whole set wasn't just Queen covers, obviously. What else did he do?
11-song set, right?
Yeah. 11 songs total. He apparently opened strong with some big hits. His fans would know, sorry, I'm here for someone else, then cry and drunk in my mind.
Good openers. Get the energy up right away.
Exactly. Grab the crowd, pull them in. But he also did something special just for Coachella, didn't he?
Yeah, the live debut of a song called Mystical Magical.
That's the one. Always cool when artists premiere new stuff live like that. Makes a festival experience feel unique.
Definitely a treat for the fans who were there. And overall, how was his stage presence described, aside from the backflip? Reports said he seemed like a seasoned pro, really comfortable, moving all over the stage, played piano, played guitar.
So engaging the whole time.
Yeah, really connecting with the audience, which, for a relatively young artist on a stage that massive is pretty impressive.
For sure. Takes a lot of confidence. What other songs made the list?
Let's see.
Yeah.
There she goes. Slow It Down, Forever in a Day, and American Heart, the good mix.
Sounds like a solid set list. But there was another moment, something kind of different that people talked about too, right? More low-key.
Yes. The moment with the phones. During the song, In the Stars.
What happened?
He apparently politely asked the crowd if they could, just for that one song, put their camera phones away.
Really? In 2024, at Coachella.
Yeah.
Did people actually do it?
Amazingly, yeah. Reports say a really large chunk of the crowd actually obliged. They put their phones down.
Wow. That says a lot, actually. about his connection with the audience.
It really does. To get people to collectively decide to just be present, especially for what's probably a more emotional song for him and his fans. That's quite something. Shows real respect going both ways.
Yeah, that's a special kind of connection. Okay, so we've had the Mercury nods, the surprise legend, the phone moment. How did it all wrap up, the grand finale?
Well, Brian May wasn't done. He stayed on stage.
Nice, for the closer.
Yep. He played guitar on Boone's biggest hit to date, Beautiful Things.
Okay, that makes sense. Full circle, bring the legend back for the big one.
Exactly. And they went all out pyrotechnics, the works, really ending the set with a huge bang.
Sounds incredible. Like the report said, probably everything a Boone fan could want from that show.
Definitely sounds like a defining performance for him. It really solidified that connection people were making, didn't it? Between him and, well, Freddie.
It really did. Which brings up that interesting question we touched on earlier. This whole leaning into the Freddie Mercury thing, especially capping it off with Brian May. What does that mean for him going forward?
It's fascinating, right? On one hand, it's a huge compliment. And clearly, it got people talking, generated massive buzz, partnering with Brian May. Incredible exposure.
But on the other hand, does it risk kind of boxing him in
Mm.
or making it harder for people to see his unique artistry outside of that comparison?
That's the tightrope walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you pay homage, maybe even draw inspiration, without letting the shadow of such a massive icon completely eclipse your own thing?
Yeah, it's a tough balance, especially when the icon is someone as legendary and, frankly, inimitable as Freddie Mercury.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But hey, it certainly made for one unforgettable Coachella moment.
No doubt about that. Well, that was our deep dive into Benson Boone's Talked About Coachella set. Hope you enjoyed unpacking it all with us.
It was definitely a fun one to dissect.
And remember, if you want more breakdowns of the big moments in music and pop culture, make sure you like this and subscribe to POP Podcast.
We'll keep bringing you the stories everyone's talking about.
And just to leave you with something to mull over, that question we were just pondering. When a young artist so openly embraces the legacy of an icon like Freddie Mercury, does it ultimately help them build their own legend, or does it create an expectation that's almost impossible to live up to, potentially overshadowing their unique voice? Something to think about.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Catch you on the next deep dive. And yeah, hit subscribe so you don't miss it.